G'day, welcome back to Dad vs Son and our playthrough of Combat Commander. And we're going to go on today with Scenario 21, Saint Agatha. Again, apologies for the aircon noise, but it is decidedly cold with little flurries of sleet, very small flurries of very small snowflakes, and a bit of rain and hail. But other than that, life's good. So this is the situation. Northern Sicily, 8th of August 1943. While elements of the 15th and 30th Infantry Regiments of the US 9th Division seized a key hill along the San Fratello line, Lieutenant Colonel Lyle Bernard led a reinforced battalion in an amphibious landing at San Agatha, a few miles behind San Fratello. And again, sorry for pronunciation of names, but I'm not very good at them. This assault force quickly blocked the coastal highway. Unfortunately, the Germans had already selected that night to withdraw from the area. Taking advantage of the constricting terrain and armed with a plethora of mines, General Hube deftly withdrew 14th Panzer Corps toward Messina. As the American forces pursued, however, they came upon innumerable blocking forces, both German and Italian, at every twist and turn of the narrow roads cutting through the rough Sicilian countryside. So this is played on map 21 with the Allies to the southern edge and the Italians to the northern edge. It's 1943. The VP marker starts on 12 VPs for the Axis. Both lots of troops are line quality with 3 commands each. Time starts in 1 with sudden death at 7. Allies are attacking, Axis are defending, and the Allies have the initiative. We have objectives U and W open. U says that every objective hex is worth 3 VP, and W, exit points are doubled. And we have a random for either side. So let's pick the American. And then let's pick the Italian. Okay, and again, as per usual, I keep them as a fog of war, so I've got no idea what they are. Righto, so the Allies take the first turn. The Axis will set up first 8 hexes deep from north to south, then the Allies 2 hexes deep from south to north. The Allies currently control objective 1 and the Italians objectives 2, 3, 4 and 5. As you can see, it's quite hilly terrain with level 1, 2 and 3 hills, some cliff faces where you can't cross. This is the road that we're talking about, so it's, as you can see, it's quite easy to interdict it from the high ground. Right, forces. The Italians have Sergeant Ottolini with a command radius of 2 and Corporal Brachet with a command radius of 1. They have 12 squads, 1 medium machine gun, 2 light machine guns, 1 Brixia mortar, 5 foxholes, and 3 mines. The Americans have Sergeant Bueller, Sergeant White, 8 line squads, 1 heavy MG, 2 medium MGs, and 1 light mortar. The special rules are that hidden units. The Axis player may choose to place up to 4 Axis units and their possessed weapons in the 2 space of the time track rather than set them up on the map. If he does, when these units enter play, they may be placed into any original setup hex, that is, up to 8 hexes deep, counting from the Axis friendly board edge, that has at least 1 cover and is devoid of enemy units. So that's actually a quite powerful sort of thing, because it means if the Americans start to move up and get up into sort of this sort of area, then we can always bring Italian forces in to this woodlands over here or into these buildings and so forth, because they can come right down to here effectively. So very, very powerful. Secondly, mines. The Axis player may place the 3 mines on the map after the Allied player has finished setting up his forces. The Axis player begins the game with card I-32 already in hand, and this is hidden mines. Place mines into a hex in which a unit just moved or advanced, and the mines attack immediately. So again, very powerful. Secondly, the Axis player treats all hidden wire actions if they were hidden mine actions instead, and the mine strength has gone from 6 to 7. So yeah, very, very powerful sort of thing for the Italians. So as per usual, what I will do is I will pause it there. I will set up the forces, and then I'll come back and explain why I did the stupid things that I did, and then we can get into it. So, shan't be long. Rightio. So, I've all set up. So, the Italians are set up this way. See, as they've got 3 objectives on this side, I've put Sergeant Ottolini over here in the buildings on objective 4. He's got a squad with a light machine gun so that they have good command of all this area with the light machine gun. Up on objective 5 on the highest part, I've got the Brixia mortar, so it can cover basically every line of approach. I've got a squad down here in foxholes on the cliff face, and he's got this area to cover around here, so the close approach area. He's out of command radius, but that's fine. I've got this guy here in the trees. He's out of line of sight of everybody, and basically at the moment he is a reserve unit. And then again up here in foxholes again, and this bloke is to cover this zone here. He's in command radius, and again he can come forward as a reserve as needed. Over on the Italian left flank, they have no command whatsoever. So what I've done is I've placed 2 foxholes forward with 2 squads with a light machine gun to cover this area and this approach area here. With this guy in the trees back here, the woods, again to cover a blank spot, and again this guy here in foxholes with a cliff face up onto the higher ground to cover in here as well, with a backup on objective 3. I've put the corporal and 2 troops into reserve so that they can come in and create a little bit of mayhem later. So this is the main line of advance of the Americans up the road from the Italian point of view. So this is where their heavier forces are, and this is where their sort of holding force is. From the American point of view, I've split them up into 2 platoons. We've got Sergeant White with the assault platoon over here. He has 4 squads with a medium machine gun, and the idea was for them to sweep up through the woods here, bring these under fire, and then sweep through and roll up the Italian left flank. But as soon as I'd placed the troops, the Italians placed their 3 mines along here. So that means these troops have now got to come out into the open area and try and find another avenue of approach, or go through the minefields. Sergeant Bueller has the heavy weapons platoon, so he's got the other 4 squads with the light mortar, heavy machine gun, and the medium machine gun. And what they intend to do is to come up into these woods and buildings, take this guy out, set up a base of fire to hold these people here so that they can't sort of run across to reinforce, just in case these ones sneak up and through. So that was the plan to start with. So let's get into it and see what happens. So the Americans are attacking and get 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Italians are defending and get 4 cards, but they already have 1, so they'll draw 3 more. Okay. Remembering that the Italians already have the Hidden Mines one. So, Americans have drawn an advance, a recover, fire, move, fire, and an artillery request that they cannot use, and has no action they can use on it either. So we have an advance and we have a move. So I think what I would like to do to start with, these guys over here are swinging in the breeze. I need to move them. I'd like to advance them, but I think I need to move them. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do our move order as the first order. We unactivate Sergeant White. Oh, that was a bit silly. This guy's out of... I'm just going to do a quick... So, sorry. So they're all in command radius. So that medium machine gun is actually there. Apologies. Righto, so the first thing they're going to do is to move. And they all have a movement of 4, except for Sergeant White, who has a movement of 6. So the first thing I'm going to do is move this line unit here. And he is going to go 1. Now, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they have a line of sight down to here with the light machine gun that can reach. That's the only thing that can reach at this time. So let's just have a look at what the Italians have got. They do have 2 fires, which is good for them. So the first thing they're going to do is they're going to use this fire as an opportunity fire. Activate this squad here with the light machine gun, and they're going to fire down here. So firing for 3 down to here, plus 1 for the elevation is 4. The Americans have a light wounds if they need to use that. Okay, so we have 4 plus 8 is 12 for the attack. And this guy is sitting here for 6. Plus 10 is 16, and he's good with a sniper at H2. And H2 is here and does nothing. So this guy is going to move again, and he moves into the trees here. So he's moved 1, 2, 3 into there. Again, we still have line of sight. We can still fire. Firing for 4. Plus 5 is 9. And he's in there for 6, 7, 8. Plus 8 is 16. So he can move 1 more if he wishes. And he does not. So the next guy to move is going to be this medium machine gun. And it is going to go 1 to here. Again, comes under fire. The 3 plus 1 is 4. Plus 3 is 7, and it's jammed. So this light machine gun is now broken. Didn't look after it well enough. Only hitting for 7. He's sitting out there for 6. Plus 7 is 13, and we have an event. And the event is Command and Control. Gain 1 victory point for each objective you control. The Americans control 1. So the victory point total comes down from 12 to 11. Okay, so he's moved 1. The next thing he's going to do is go 2 to there, and then he's going to go 3, 4 into there, and we're going to put mines in there. As he goes into the trees, the mines go off, and he's attacked. So it's 7 for the mines, Plus 8 is 15. Okay, now mines, just checking again. Moves, retreats into or out of containing mines. Yay! Righto. Cover for any mine attack is automatically 0. So he's in there for 6. Plus 4 is 10, which is not enough. So we're going to use one of our cards for light wounds. And this line squad now becomes a line team. Where did they go? Up there. We have a line team in here now with the machine gun and 1 victory point back to the Italians, taking it back up to 12. Okay, this line unit is now going to move. He's going to go 1, 2. There's nobody in range that can do anything. And he will go 3, 4. This line unit will go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And stop there. And Sergeant White will go 1, 2, 3 into here to maintain control. And that's the end of that move order. Okay, then what were the Americans going to do is an advance. And they're going to activate Sergeant Bueller and his people. This line unit. I've got to get rid of that card because we used the Hidden Mines card as well. So the Italians are down to 2 cards. So this line unit will move into the orchard. Medium machine gun will move into the house. Sorry, he's going to stop there. The heavy machine gun will move into this building here with Sergeant Bueller. The light mortar is going to stay where it is for the time being. And this line unit, in fact, is simply going to go 1, 2 to here. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's out of range. 1, 2 to there. 2, 3 to there. No, he'll just go here. That's fine. Okay, and that's their move and their advance commands. They have 1 more they can do, but they can't activate any more troops, so they'll get 3 cards. And we're into the Italians, and they have a command confusion and a fire. Right, so at the moment, looking over this side, we have line of sight from this unit down into here. We have line of sight from that unit down into here, I believe. We have line of sight to here. This would be the dead ground hexes for this building. And we have line of sight down to here as well. So this guy's good. The light machine gun can see this guy, can see this guy, can see this guy, and can see this guy as well. And the mortar can see this guy, can see this guy, and can see this guy, but cannot see this guy due to this here. Okay, so we could fire, activate Sergeant Ottolini, and fire down this way. If we look over onto the Italian left flank, all we have at the moment is this guy, 1, 2, 3, 4. So he could fire down onto this guy here, or 1, 2, 3, 4 down to this guy here. This guy, 1, 2, 3, 4 is out of range of anything. The same with him. So basically this guy firing either here or here with them out in the open, which is a pretty good bet. or we activate up here and we can take some of these under fire and try and pin them down. Or again, we hold the fire command, the fire order, in case we get some more opportunity fire, which we are bound to with these guys having to move, and the chance that we can knock down this line team as well with the medium machine gun. If we don't fire, then these are all probably going to bring fire up onto here and here at the next American turn. So I'm going to bank on us getting another fire order, and I am going to fire, and I'm going to activate Sergeant Ottolini, and he can activate everybody here. Can't activate him. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to activate the mortar to fire down in here, because we get the +2 going into woods. So let's just turn him on his side for a moment. This is the guy we've activated and we're using. Oops, throwing counters away. Okay, so our spotting round for the mortar is going here. It has a range of 2 to 12, so it's well within range. And the range is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we get 4 times 5, which is wonderful. We have a... I don't think we do the sniper for that, because this is going for a spotting round. I could be wrong. If I am, apologies. Okay, so we've hit there, and it's going to hit for 4, +2 for going into trees, +5. So we have an 11 going in there, and he's sitting in there for 6, 7, 8. And we have nothing to help whatsoever. So he's in there for 8, +8 is 16, and he's fine. So the mortar's fired, it's done. That goes away. Righto, next to fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we have the light machine gun that is in range. The squads have a range of 4, but we have the +2 for the command radio, so that brings this guy into range to fire down into here as well. So we have him firing with the machine gun as a backup. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's all we have firing down into here. So 7 +6 is 13. Did I draw the right card? No, I did not. Wrong side. 2 greens doesn't make it. Okay, 7 + 6, 13. So the gods knew. Okay, so we have 13 down at here. Again, he's in there for 6, 7, 8. And we know that we're going to get a 6 is 14. So he is safe still. And that's everybody that can fire has fired. So the Italians get 3 cards, and I've got to have a look at them because of if they get any of the defender things happening. Okay, so the Americans have a recover, artillery request that they can't use, and a fire action, and they have, or order, sorry, and they have picked up a route, another fire, and a move. Right. And they have smoke grenades on one of their fires. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so the trouble I've got now is this guy only has a movement of 4. So he could go 1, 2, 3, 4. But he's going to be in with all this mob, which isn't a great problem because only one of them can effectively shoot. He's going to be in line of sight of the mortar as well. But again, that's only 1 unit shooting. These guys can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is great, and gets them up there, and these can follow up as well. So it all comes down to the move. So we have a move order for Sergeant White and his people, and I'm going to move everybody out first before I worry about this. So this guy is going to go 1, and we'll have a look and see what the Italians have, and they do have a fire order. So they're going to use it. They're going to op fire with this guy here. So it's 1, 2, 3. You can see him down there. So he's firing for 4. They have nothing to add to it. So it's 4 plus 10. Pretty damn good. 14. And that poor fella's sitting out there for 6. And nothing. I was going to use smoke, but I was holding it for a bit later until we got up sort of this way, so I could smoke it up a little bit before bringing the others forward. Okay, so 14. We have 6 plus 5 is 11, and he is knocked down. So that's starting to put a crimp in the plan already. Okay, so what we're going to try and do is try and come around a little bit. So this guy's going to go 1. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Again, we have line of sight down into there. So again, he's going to fire for 4. Plus 7 is 11, and we have an event. And the event is battle hardened. 1 friendly unit becomes veteran. Okay. Excuse me. Well, I've got to admit that this is the guy that seems to be doing everything at the moment. So I think he's the one that should be the veteran. So that's why I'm doing that. Righto, so he's fired down into here for 11. This guy's sitting here for 6 with nothing to help him. 6 and 7 is 13, and he's good. We have an event, and the event is hero. If not already in play, place the American hero in a friendly hex and rally up to 1 unit there. So our American hero comes out, goes up here. This is Lucas, and rallies our little man here. Now that did help us. Buckets of poo, that did. So we're still moving this guy. He's moved 1. He moves 2 into here. Again, we can still fire for 4. Again, we're at the high elevation, so this isn't going to worry us here. Orchard. Again, there's no hindrance because we're not going through the orchard, so it's simply, I haven't been adding the extra 1, have I? So it's 4 plus 1 is 5. Okay. Wouldn't have made any difference with that one, and he'd already hit him, so that was fine. So again, we're going for 5 into here. Plus 7 is 12, and an event. And the event is dust. Place smoke in a random hex. Okay, pull that down. The random hex is going to be C1. And that does not affect our broken weapon. And we get the smoke marker going up to C1, and it's a 3 smoke up there. Oh, slippery little sucker. Okay, so shooting down here, we've shot for 12. He's in there for 6. Orchard gives him 1 cover, so he's in there for 7. Plus 10 and is safe. So he's moved 2. He moves 3. We take another shot for 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 plus 3, we don't have to worry about the jammed, is 8. which is not fantastic. But again, he's in there for 6. And the hedge gives him 1 cover, so he's in there for 7. 17, he's fine. So he's moved 1, 2, 3, cannot go any further over the hedge, but he could move up to here if he wants, but I don't believe that. Well, why don't we? He's going to come up here. So we can get another shot at him, because we're just looking straight down the hill. So again, shooting for 5. Plus 3 again is 8. And again, he is there for 7. Plus 6, and he's fine. Excuse me. Okay, next to move up is this line unit here. He's going to go 2 to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, out of range. He goes 3 to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, out of range. And he goes 4 to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, in range, shooting at him for 5. Plus 7 is 12. And he's in there for 6. Plus 1 is 7. And he's hit. Oops. Righto, Sergeant White is now going to come forward. And he's going to go 2 out of range. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, out of range. In fact, no. 3 to there. 1, 2, 3, 4. In range. Shoots at him for 5. Plus 4 is 9. And he's in there for 8. Plus 1 is 9. And he's fine. And then he comes forward to here. And again, we're shooting for 5. Whoa, he really wants in this time. 15. And he's in there for 8. Plus 1 is 9. And 11 is 20, and he is safe. Which leaves this poor little fella here. Now he's going to move out of this minefield. And he goes 2. And the mines go off for a 7. Plus 2 is 9. I don't think the jammed affects mines or anything like that. I'm pretty sure it doesn't affect mines. Hang on a tick, I'll have a quick look. Righto, no, I don't believe it does anything. So it's firing for a 7. Plus 2 is 9. And he is at a 6. He gets no cover bonus or anything else. 6 plus 4 is 10. He survived it. He's out of the minefield. He moves for 3 into there. He's now in range of the squad up on the hill. So it takes its shot at 5. Plus 6 is 11. And he's in there for 6 plus 1 is 7. And 5 is 12. And as part of his movement, what can we see? Play boxed movement, which he's got. We are going to pop smoke as part of our action. And we get a random one. Oh, it's a 10. And our smoke is going to be popped into there with Sergeant White. So that's going to help protect all these here, but not these guys and not this guy. Okay, so that's our first order for the Americans, is the move order. They can do 2 more orders. Okay, they have a recover, a rout, and a fire. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to try and recover our little man first. So our second order is to recover this guy. He's in there for an 8. Plus 1 is 9. And we get a 3. So he's back in business. And that leaves us with a fire or a rout. There's nothing to rout. So we are going to bring fire down upon them. So we're going to activate Sergeant Bueller. He can activate all of his people. The first thing that's going to happen is the light mortar is going to fire up here. So that's a range of 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have 5 times 3, 15. So it hits. And it hits for a 7, -1 for being at a lower elevation. So it's hitting for 6. Plus 12 is 18, and we have time. Okay, so put that up to 18. We go up to time 2, which means that the Italian reinforcements will come on. I'm just going to plonk them there so I don't forget. We shuffle up the American cards. Okay. Do this first. Whoops, sorry. Throwing cards around. Okay, so let's do this in order so we don't screw it. So we've reshuffled. No sudden death. Defender gets 1 VP. So the Italians get another VP, goes up to 13. Remove 1 smoke marker. And now it is triggering player must remove 1. So that was the Americans, so I'm going to leave that one, and I'm going to remove that smoke there. Set up in any reinforcing units under the time marker. So our Italians come in. And they can be 8 deep, anywhere they like. And we're going to have the corporal there, with him there, and him there in those trees, like that. So they have infiltrated in this way to try and take out the Americans. Now, is that really what I want to do? Is that what I want to do, or do I want to sneak around through here? No, I want to do that. Righto, so once we've done that, then it's place any dig-ins. And the Italians have a dig in. That's why I wanted to make sure that I got it right. Which means they're going to place their foxholes right on this little man here. That's the only dig in they have. The Americans do not have a dig in. Okay. So we're back into it. This guy's just been hit with 18 for a mortar attack, and he is sitting there now for foxholes. Gives 5 cover, 4 cover versus mortars and artillery. So he's sitting there for 7 plus 4 is 11. And I have nothing to help, but I do have a light wounds if need be. So he's there for 11. Oh, plus 12, and we have time again, gentlemen. So the time now goes up to time 3. The Italians get to do the shuffle, which is wonderful for them because they get to remove that other smoke marker which was hindering them. Okay, so the shuffle's been done. Again, let's go through it to make sure I don't screw it. No sudden death. Defender gains 1 VP. So now goes up to 14 VP for the Italians. Triggering player must remove a smoke, so we get rid of this smoke out of here, and all these guys are back open. No reinforcements. Dig-ins. Well, nobody's got any cards, so there are no dig-ins to do. Okay, so he was up there for 7, and 4 is 11, plus a 12. he is fine. He survives that very good mortar round. Damn good foxhole, that one. Okay, so that's fired. We still have this unit, and this unit that can fire. Okay, so looking at this guy, can't see any of, sorry, he can see this guy because he goes straight across the edge like that. And because this is part of his hex, it doesn't block line of sight. And he can also see up to there, I believe. Yes, he can. But this has less cover, so right. So this guy's simply going to fire into here. He's firing for 6 into there. Plus 5 is 11. So not great, but they've just been surprised, so that makes sense. And this guy's sitting here for 7, 8, 9. I've got nothing to help with that. Yep, grab 2 cards instead of 1. So he has 9 plus 8, 17, and he's fine. So he's now activated as well. The medium machine gun and its squad are now going to fire into here because we really want to get rid of this guy. Because if he assaults into here, advances, he'd be for a 4, 5, 6. I suppose we're a 7, which isn't too bad. So do we do that? But he's got 3 cover. He's only got that. We may be able to actually knock him out. So we're going to fire into here. So we're firing for 6, plus 1 is 7 into here. So 7, or in fact, with our route card, we have spray fire. So let's do it. So we're going to fire into both of these hexes. For 6 plus 1 is 7. Plus 3 is 10. Wow. I think he hasn't set his tripod up properly and it's just spraying rounds everywhere. Okay, so we'll go in here first. So he's in here for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 against a 10. And he gets a sniper, which is good. And the sniper hits at I7, which is HI7. And it's an Italian sniper. So he can take out this unit or this unit. This is the one that was hit before. This guy is forward, so we're going to take him out. And a 7 eliminates this light machine gun. So it's a weapon loss for the Italians. Okay, and then we're firing into here for 10, and he's in there for 9. Plus 9, and a sniper again. And the sniper this time hits at M3, which is up here, does nothing. Okay, so all those are finished except for our heavy machine gun and this line fella here. And they're going to fire into here. We need to, I wanted to take this guy out, but this is more important at the moment. So we're going to fire for 8, 9, 10, 11 into here. 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes. So we have 11 plus 5 is 16. And again, he's in there for 7, plus 2 is 9. We do have a light wounds if we need it. 9 and 5 is 14. Do we want to use the light wounds? And I think we will. So we're going to use our light wounds on that. So he comes off. Oops, sorry, wrong one. He comes off again. We get a line team into here. And that is everybody on the American side done. So they get 5 new cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they have an artillery request left. All the Italians have left is 1 fire card. So we'll do their turn and then we'll call this one quits. Okay, so decisions. Again, I would really like to try and take this guy, but this guy is already broken out in the open. He's going to get a 1 cover no matter what. He's in dead spot from him because the trees, I believe. Well, there'd be 1 dead spot here anyway due to the drop off. So this is a dead spot for the hill. This is a dead spot for the tree. So no, he can't be seen by the mortar. He can't be seen by that guy, but he still can be seen by this guy and this guy. So we're going to fire from here. Now he is a veteran, and I don't know if I used his veteran powers of persuasion last time or not. So he's going to fire down in here, and he's firing for 5 plus 1 for the hill now is 6. With nothing to help, and a 7 is 13 and an event. And the event is interdictions. Press 1 unit in a hex with less than 1 cover. Okay, so if we look at the Americans, this guy has 1 cover due to the hedge. And that's because he's got cover from virtually everybody around him. This guy has cover from anybody shooting this way, but does not have cover from him. And this is where it becomes interesting. So I'm actually going to suppress Sergeant White. So, as I'm saying, he has plus 1 cover from this hedge from anything shooting this way. But he has no cover from this guy shooting across here. So that's what I'm banking on. Yeah, I could have got these ones as well, but this is more important at the moment. So there we go. Okay, so we're shooting into here for 13. He's in there for 9. And 7. He's fine. And the event is reinforcements. Roll on the American support table, select 1 unit or radio, place it along your map edge. Okay, I'll leave that card there. So let's pull the American table out. I'm just going to try and put it here without screwing anything too much. Okay. Okie dokie, and we get a 11. And we're in 1943, so we can get Lieutenant Thomas. We can get an engineer with a satchel charge. We can get an elite rifle squad. Or we can get a 75mm artillery. And that has smoke as well. So what's going to be best? What's going to be best? I would really like to have the artillery. So we're going to do that. So 75mm artillery. Radio. Let me drag that out. Radio. 105, that'd be really nice. 155, that'd be really nice. It'll probably be the last one. Oh dear, 203. So this has got to be a 75. No, that's an 81. Okay. Of course, I already dragged it out. Okay, so the Americans have their 75mm radio, which can call in smoke as well. Excuse me. Okay, just put these away. Right. Oh, so we've done that. We've called in our reinforcements. Bum, bum, bum. And he survives the attack. And that is the end of the Italian turn. They get 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do they have any defender stuff? They do not. That's all I looked at. Okay, so when we come back, it'll be the Americans' turn. So as things stand at the moment, the Italians are back up to 14 victory points. They've lost 1 light machine gun from our veteran squad over here. But they've caused a little bit of havoc over in this way with their mines and so forth. And their firepower by this bloke has been wonderful. And then they've snuck these interdicting forces on, which have now starting to put pressure over here on Sergeant Bueller's mob. So all in all, pretty damn fine for the Italians. They're doing pretty damned well. So thanks very much, and I will catch you next time. Take care.